Hello and welcome back to Distant Worlds 2. We are continuing our Atuuk playthrough, and we are on the smarter grade direction and attempting to kind of speedrun some of these weapon techs. Primarily, so we can get to war with these guys over here, the Kalshabul Bliss. We are sitting here with our fleets. We're going to sort them by, well, fleets are going to be sorted by name. And we have, let's see, 8 attack fleets, 6 defense fleets, and 6 and 7 invasion fleets, although 2 of them are not fully stocked with troops. The other ones are. We're never going to be able to take these guys in one go, so the hope is for this first mission, so to speak, that we take over these places here that are in our general territory. I think there's some stuff over here as well. Be nice to take that out, this guy here. And then once we're done taking those out, we can, maybe press a little further in this direction and start doing, just a little extra damage. That's the hope. But we'll see what happens. We got phase energy research, and we got, the Titan blasters. So let's go ahead and look at our ship designs real quick, because we know we're probably going to need to retrofit some of those. Let's take a look at the battle cruiser as an example. So we got better reactors, I think. The hyperdrives, still not the best options for armor, but we'll make it work. These are just small weapons, so I'm not too worried about this. Plasma Thunderbolt is the best torpedo that we have at the moment, so we are gonna kind of, I think, stick with that for now. I do ultimately want to change it to something other than that. Maybe we will do like one Titan blaster, just to change it up a little bit. And these railguns can definitely benefit from being swapped with Titan blasters. Well, maybe not so much. Maybe we'll put a small one there. Take that medium one out so there's enough space. Should be good to go with that, hopefully. Static energy use, energy collection rate. Yep. We are good. I hope. I'm gonna turn that off because we don't want that bomber. We do want this bomber, though. Alright, you're using velocity shards. I think you should switch to Titan Blast. Well, wait, these are bombers, so we actually want torpedoes. The question is, what is better? I'm guessing these velocity shards are going to be the best option. Overall, probably better range, better intercept. All right, so we'll actually just leave those guys alone. I don't think we changed anything about them. Maybe we did. Maybe it was the... Nope, nothing. All right, we won't worry about that. All right, this does not fit. Is the Titan Blaster bigger or smaller than the Plasma Thunderbolt? It is smaller, not by enough, though. We gotta get that down. See if we take out one of these shields, that'll be enough. I hate removing shields, but might be worth it. All right, heavy railguns do not need to be there. I mean, the damage rate is way higher, even though the overall damage is about the same. We'll leave some of these heavy railguns on just because of the shield bypass. Is the grapple beam... I don't know. Let's take the ion shield off. Not a huge fan of that, but we gotta do something. All right, maybe we're not quite ready to do a massive upgrade. So let's go ahead and just upgrade these real quick, because we could upgrade these to Titan blasters, which I think makes sense for interceptors. All right, rest of the stuff can stay the same for now. We'll mess with it later once we get more options unlocked. All right, forge rail batteries are an upgrade of this down here. But that's only for the medium and the large. All right, well, let's go ahead and burn that. Try to get that done before the end of this. We did just take a planet before we switched over here. Most of our ships are rebuilding. And by ships, I mean the fighters. Let's take a quick gander at our newest invasion fleets. I want to make sure their tactics are set. Yeah, we want this set to immediately. We know if you wait to win clear, you'll never actually do it. Okay, you guys are all set to immediately already. Got a little defense fleet kicking around in here. Go ahead and build these yards up real quick. Any spaceport's a good spaceport. Research is up to 12.7, which is pretty awesome. Let's look at our cash flow or funding levels. Okay, so we got plenty of room to spare here. Looks like we need to up facility maintenance a little bit. So let's bring down ship maintenance a scooch. Or troop maintenance, we got plenty. It looks like we are rebuilding our troops slowly but surely. All right, I'm feeling like it's pretty close to time for war here. We do have a lot of ships retrofitting. I should probably wait till those are done. Be a bad move to go to war while all my ships are in dry dock. Ooh, that is a lot of wait time. What are you guys doing here? Coming to harass a little bit. Look at the victory condition here. They're about 49%, so we're 3% ahead of them. Looks like they are wrapping up their war down here. Their last planet. Does have a lot of defenses, though. I mean, it's not going to help it if there's a massive invasion fleet, but... attack fleet, they're just going to sit here picking these things off a little bit at a time. I mean, the torpedo launcher, the missile, the ion cannon, beam defense. I mean, they are blowing those ships up. Pretty crazy. No, I don't need restricted trade agreement. Yeah, look at it, just rip that thing down. Kind of garbage. I mean, not the worst, but it's not great. I mean, they're definitely getting some kills here. planet's gonna take half this fleet out. It's ridiculous. Look at that. Just tearing it apart. Crazy. Well, let's see how much it holds up when a troop transport gets over there. Which it looks like is headed there now. Right, we still got a decent amount of waiting time, unfortunately. The silly thing is they're parking their fleets over here and not just completely drowning this planet in ships. They're just going to send a little fleet at a time and just get slowly picked off. I mean, which is fine for me. The less ships they have, the better off I'm going to be. Yep, there they go running off again. Another couple ships busted up. Now, how are they jumping with the reactor offline? I mean, I got to imagine the minute they land an invasion fleet over here, it's done. All right, well, we'll leave them to their vices while we get prepped for war here. Gotta imagine the spaceport is strong enough to take out pirates. Oh yeah. Gravitic net would be annoying to my enemies, so I think I do need to bump that up the list. Private economy is doing quite well. Cash is actually increasing. Cash on hand is more than our cash flow for, I don't know, maybe the first time in this entire game. Looks like they're not spending a bunch of money constructing anything at the moment. I'm not building any ships right now because I want more cash on hand. When we start taking these planets and these systems, I want the money on hand to offset what we're going to temporarily lose while our economy adjusts. All right, we got about 100 state ships left to construct. I really need to get that faster construction tech. Yeah, these wouldn't be that many more years to get, so probably worth getting those knocked out. Maybe we'll do that during our first war. And the Kielmar are still trying to be buddy-buddy with us. Oh, these guys are getting mad with us. Attacks against military ships. So we must be attacking their ships on accident? I don't think I did it on purpose. If we did, it'd be nice to get their tech. We have a bunch of world founders just sitting here. I wonder if I could just hop in and destroy them. All right, we're up to 5.2 million military strength now. Which is pretty awesome. So what's interesting is I don't think I have any ice colonies or any species that can colonize ice. But right here, we have some Xenox. This could be super beneficial to take this planet. It would unlock ice colonization. All right, gravitic control net will very much upset people. Let's move virtual reality up because I would like to knock that out quickly. We already have a decent amount of progress on it. All right, 50 state ships left to go. The sooner that gets done, the sooner we can go to war. I'll retrofit later on, but I'm not going to retrofit in the middle of a war. I'll wait for some more techs to get knocked out in the meantime. All right, we got more that are either moving or have no mission. which you love to see it. All right, I think 25 ships is a reasonable amount to go to war. Those will finish up very quickly, and we do have some fleets already available and shuffling around. So let's go ahead and get this war started. I'm a little nervous about it just because their military power is, you know, pretty significant. Not nothing. All right, well, we could try to capture it. All right, definitely want to invade that. Invade that. I might adjust the range of my invasion fleets just so that they have a better chance of actually reaching the planets that need to be invaded. I mean, there's got to be more around here somewhere, but this is pretty well defended, so let's clear defenses, and then we'll invade that as well. Thankfully, they didn't have any friends, I don't think, so should be okay overall. All right, here come all the alerts. All right, we're going to switch over because that is unsustainable. Oh, the Beskarians. Oh, no. Not the Beskarians. With their whole 3 planets. All right, let's adjust my range here. Actually, I think the range is decent. We should be okay. Everything seems to be within range of that for the most part. All right, our invasion fleets are going to town, as well as our defensive fleets. Even though technically they're more offensive at the moment. All right, we've not really attacked much of their military ships. They're killing our troops. That's not good. Where's that happening? Are we already invading? Oh. They invaded one of our planets. I see. Man, how can we keep up with this? This was one of the newer planets. This is going to be really hard to stay on top of. We're going to do our best. Alright, looks like we are doing a good amount of damage to them. Alright, so let's see. Multiply, richer. I feel like multiply needs to be what happens right now. We're taking over a bunch of planets. This is an outpost. But it definitely could be more than that. So let's upgrade it. Looks like our fleets are definitely destroying them. Like, by a lot. Oh yeah, that flipped to the positive real quick. Alright, took over another planet. I really just want to take these main couple planets here. Alright, this one's going to be taken pretty easily, I have to imagine. Ah, we took back the planet that they took from us. Very nice. Teach them a lesson. I think we're winning. Yeah, they're running. Okay, so yeah, we're 10-1 on killing their military ships. Okay, you guys are gonna go to war with us too? Seems unfair, but whatever. All right, are we piling in here yet? This is really what I need. This is the real prize right here. Very nice. I mean, I kind of feel like going to peace with them as soon as I take over this other planet. Do I really need anything else right now? I mean, there is this other system. Our defense fleets are definitely mopping these guys up, like, really bad. I feel like these guys are maybe a little bit of a paper tiger here. We are just annihilating them. They're putting a lot of ships over here, but we're defending quite easily. I mean, look at this. We're just ripping them apart. And jumping's blocked so they can't escape. We're just gonna complete annihilate it. Just keep annihilating them over and over again. I mean, we've taken out like not quite 600 of their military ships, and they've taken out 39 of ours. That is an absurd value as far as I'm concerned. Now we just gotta see what these invasion fleets are doing. Are any of them, you know, invading? Maybe this stuff's out of range? Shouldn't be. Alright, I'm gonna send this guy over there manually. Well, he's probably one of the furthest ones away. Alright, so we must be destroying a bunch of their invasion fleets too, because we've destroyed 179 troops, and I know some of that came from invading the planets, but definitely not all of it. Oh, they're offering to end our war. Shocker. Not until at least I take this system. Yeah, the jump blocking just ruins them. They just cannot get away from me. I do have to start bumping up my fleets, though. Some of these guys are pretty beat up. Yep, they got an invasion fleet. Not quite locked here, but hopefully we'll get them before they can do anything. Yep, there they go. A couple of these guys got destroyed. Hopefully all of them. That's good stuff right there. I think we managed to take most, if not all, the ones that had troops on them. Yep, hyperdrive offline. He ain't getting away. There's not there yet. What are they doing? They're trying to refuel. Yeah, I don't care. Get in there. Invade. You won't have all your troops, but you'll have enough of them. Alright, did we lose some of these spaceports, or they're just more to build now? These guys I will go to peace with. I just don't want to mess with them. These guys I don't need to go to peace with yet. We don't have any war weariness. Really no benefit to us going to peace. I don't want to raid it. I want to invade it. Invade. I don't think I'm going to upgrade that. Take a look at the planet situation. And we sort by suitability. No ice planets yet. But then again, I don't know if I have the Xenox. fully recruited. Go ahead and get that advanced diplomacy done. Might as well get these other guys knocked out too. All right, I'm looking for any yellow lines that come into my territory that aren't those. I mean, I think we've managed to knock them out for the most part. All right, I think we got a little bit of juice left in us. Definitely some fleets that are ready to invade. I want to take out these Beskarians. They're just being a pain in the butt. Where are you at? You're all the way up there? All right, well, first things first, you got to refuel. All right, where did we jump away to? All right, we got to say never to that. Come on, get this last guy fueled up. What are you doing? Man, these aren't even the right guys. These guys actually have some troops here. All right, let's go invade this planet. Knock them down a peg or two. All right, well, we clearly need to start making some progress over here, so let's go for this system. I mean, every time we push the button... Hey, new scientist. Very nice. Critical research breakthrough. Love it. And for whatever reason, it says we can't invade that planet. Does not in range, but this guy's clearly in that engagement range. Can see this planet. I don't know. Crazy stuff. All right, well, we're just going to manually force you to invade a planet. All right, let's see if we can find these guys' capital. All the way down there. Hardly feels worth it. All right, we took over this planet. This can definitely be upgraded. All right. We're at 10 mil. I hate the fact that I'm manually controlling these guys. But they just wouldn't invade the planet. Even though they were within range and everything. At least the best I could tell they were. All right, well, let's hop over here. I don't know. I kind of want to wait for more like attack or defense fleets to get over here. They're about here. And hopefully we can do enough damage over here. They only landed a couple troops at a time. I don't like that. All right, there we go. We got the breakthrough. Got a backup fleet. We're good. We're going to clear these guys out. Very nice. All right, I'm going to set you back on invade. We should be able to clear this out for the most part. Looks like we're upgrading this spaceport a little bit. You know, I'm going to set this as the home base for some of these guys. All these invasion fleets that have enough troops and are just sitting here doing nothing. Set that all as home base and then should put us right in the action for the most part. Now, it definitely shouldn't tell me there's no fleets in my area that can invade. Okay. Okay, they have landed on a planet. So the growth has begun. All right, this guy's gonna have to go make this his home base. All right, I think I'm done messing with the Biscarans for now. I took over that one planet. All right, we have definitely softened them up. Their military is very weak comparatively. Their economy's strong, but their research is weak. Population's pretty decent. We're about on par with them at this point. They captured one of our colonies, Kubende. Where was that? I feel like that was somewhere up here. It was over here, okay. Right, well, if you can take that planet, you can take this planet. Back. I'll just manually control you. Alright, this planet is now ours. Alright, now we definitely have a lot of frosty planets we can colonize. So let's go ahead and queue up all of those. Get that Xenox population spreading. Alright, we'll go with smarter, even though stronger, you could argue, is a good option. I'm wiping the floor with these guys without being stronger, so I'm not overly worried about that. I'd rather progress further on research. Right, these are pretty quick techs. We should knock them out. But what's going on up here? How'd these guys sneak into here? I like that. Man, we are really cleaning up their ships. 1,600 to 129. And most of mine were probably smaller ships. I gotta imagine. A research agreement? Maybe. Alright, they do have a planet here. Could probably invade that, take that over. Camino's plus 21, so that could be a full planet. Alright, we took Kubende back again. Okay, so they have captured nothing. And we have captured many colonies. Alright, even though I'm doing pretty well, I think I'm going to go to peace for a little while. Try to wrap up some of this research, retrofit my ships, get this expansion taken care of with all these new colony ships going on here and trying to colonize all these ice planets. And then I think we just kind of saddle up again and go back to war. We've taken pretty much every planet we can take, at least for the time being. I had to reposition my fleets too, try to get them more over in this area so we could do a little more invasioning. But let's take a quick look at this negotiated deal. I will go to peace. I do want a bunch of these mining stations. Alright, we are now at peace with these guys. I think we have more colonies than they do. Our economy is doing very, very well. Private sector looks like they're still churning stuff out because their income, I mean, their income's awesome, but their cash flow's matching their income, which means they're not quite getting ahead. But that's fine. Population-wise, we're doing good. 122 colonies. That's about to be a lot more with all of these getting colonized. And then what I think I'll do between episodes, just because it's kind of boring to watch, I'm going to go through all my prisoners and recruit as many as feasible. that makes sense to recruit. Just because it's always good to have more. And we've been scooping people up left and right. So, like, this guy here looks pretty good. We'll just keep trying and see where we get. Look at victory conditions. We are definitely ahead. So they're knocked down. They were at 51. Now they're down to 46. We were at 52, and now we're at 56. So creeping in the right direction, knocking them back down in the other direction. Our economy's not quite up to where theirs is, but population and territory looks about equitable. So hopefully we can keep making progress there and pull out a victory relatively soon, I hope. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, see more content in the future. We'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.